Courage. How do we live with more courage? We learn to quiet the mind and open the heart. Quiet the mind, open the heart. And how does that relate to courage? See, the Latin word for heart is cur. To live from the heart is to live with courage. I've been playing with this for a little while now. And if you take the word courage and play with it, break it down a little bit, you've got the cur, heart, and edge. Let's talk a little bit about the edges of our lives, what that means. So we grow from our edges. We grow from the outward dynamic of our expanse, of our evolution, of our growth, right? So as we're growing, we're always going to be moving from what is known, what is perhaps comfortable, to the unknown, to what is uncomfortable, what is uncertain, and that's the edge. And edges are always going to be a little bit scary. There's always going to be a little bit of friction when we're moving from what is known and comfortable into what is unknown or uncertain and is out of our comfort zone. So that's the edge. So to live with courage is to meet those edges of our lives with the wholeness of our heart. And why would we want to do that? Because the heart is where we experience love, where we experience peace, actually where we experience our divine wholeness. That's the heart. You can think of the heart not as a container of love or the container of our true self, but as a portal. When we drop our attention out of the habituated narration of the mind that's always opinionating and judging and telling stories about the world, about these edges, When we drop out of the mind, quiet the mind, and open the heart, we are opening our portal of awareness. We're bringing our awareness out of the noise of the mind to the quiet of the heart. And that opens us to our truth, the peace that we already are, the wholeness of our being that we typically don't know when we're up here listening to our stories about ourselves. When we meet those edges, they're uncomfortable, they're uncertain. They're going to activate the egoic identity, the constructed identity of self, the conditioned self, the programmed self, the story of self. And it's going to tell us all manner of story about, well, no, don't do it. Don't go into the unknown. You're safe in here. Don't take that risk. You're safe in here. The mind will say, I can't protect you out there. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe we're going to fail. Maybe we'll be ridiculed. Maybe others will try to shame us. I'll make mistakes. I'll be abandoned. I'll be betrayed. I'll lose love. I'll lose the love of those that I care for. If I expand and grow and move into, step into the fullness of my life and my full authenticity, the ego mind says, no, hold on, wait a minute, that's unsafe. So we want to drop out of that noisy story that gets especially activated when we are meeting those edges, when we're considering stepping into the unknown, taking risks. And the old habituated mind gets activated and starts screaming stories about why you shouldn't. And the heart says, I've guided you to this edge. This is the natural edge of your expansion, of your evolution. As your soul expresses and explores and plays and is creative in its expression of love, as we follow our dharma, our path, our truth, it's going to expand us. We are going to evolve, and that is going to naturally involve edges, meeting the edges of from what is known to what is not yet known, to what feels comfortable to not so comfortable. So, courage to remain in our hearts, in the purity, in the strength, in the grace of our essential being, which is revealed through the portal of the heart. The essential grace of our being naturally is always expanding, growing, evolving, learning, without fear. See, we don't fear from the heart. We fear with the mind. And we don't truly love with the mind. We genuinely love with the heart, from the heart, as the love that we already are. Quiet the mind, open the heart to know the essential love that we already are, that is already whole, divine, and in its grace, and therefore can step into the unknown and doesn't fear making mistakes. And it doesn't fear losing love, because how could it ever lose love? We are love. That is the essential nature of our being. See, when we don't know that, when we don't remember that that is our essential nature, love, then we fear losing love from this person and that person and this segment of society. What if all that love gets pulled away, withdrawn because I make a mistake, or I look foolish, or I get it wrong? What if all that love is withdrawn? The ego mind says I would be empty. I'd be devastated. The truth of our being says, yeah, I would certainly rather keep that in play, but if it goes away, I am not without love. I am not without love. To live with courage is to live with a consistent presence of love. And there's incredible strength in that. That is our true strength. Not in getting it right, having successes, presenting ourselves only in ways that we think are going to be acceptable in the world. But our true strength is in just being, our essential soul essence. The heart doesn't fear. So, courage, kur, heart, edge, the place from which we grow and expand and explore and discover. May we bring the wholeness and the strength and the grace of the love that we essentially are, always have been, and always will be. May we bring that love, that heart, to meet all of the intimidating edges of our lives that are going to be a little bit scary initially, because we do have an ego identity. We do have a sense of storytelling. And we just learn to not listen to the storytelling any longer and trust in the power and the grace and the truth of our own heart. That is courage. All right, blessings, my friends. Enjoy. I'd love to hear your comments about about what courage looks like for you and what happens when you intentionally drop out of the mind, quiet the mind, and open the heart so that you can bring the heart, kur, to meet the intimidating edges of your growth and your evolution and your expansion. All right, blessings. Be well.